Smoked him. Well, it's already been a good morning. While I was setting up, I had literally just got like my climbing stand settled in the tree. Just got my bow hung up, and I see a deer out in the field. Sure enough, it's a buck. He comes walking down the fence row straight to me like I want him to do. I mean, it was perfect. And I didn't have my camera up. I didn't have my rangefinder. I didn't have nothing. I was completely unprepared. But it was a cool encounter. Small little 8-pointer, maybe 80 or 90 inches. And then I just had that little fork buck, that little 4-pointer. I seen him at the top of the field, and he made his way all the way across the field to 100 yards. Made a scrape. And then I don't know if he's seen a doe or if he's seen that other buck down the fence row, but he took off. It is November 1st, and I think it's gonna be a good day. I think it's gonna be a couple of good days here in a row. Actually, it's about 27, 28 degrees this morning, which is about a 20-degree temperature drop. But the wind is completely falling off. We had 30-mile-an-hour winds yesterday. And today I think we're going to have about a steady 3 or 4-mile-an-hour wind, so it should be good. Well, it's already been good, but we're just hoping that right buck makes his way across the field. Hopefully we'll get you something killed. Smoked him. know what deer that is. I've not had a trail camera picture of that deer one. But he's a stud. I couldn't get binoculars on him, but oh my gosh. I hope I got it on film. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope I got it on film. He was so close, and I didn't have my bow in my hand yet. I couldn't even range him. I just had to guess. He was 31 yards. I put my pin on 30. And it smacked him. God, I hope it's on video. That is unreal. I've been in the stand for I've been in the stand for 45 minutes. Oh, I gotta make some phone calls.
It's 8:06 and you're calling me.
Smoked him. Smoked him.
Smoked him who? Which one?
I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. It looks like a big non-typical deer. I've not had a picture of this deer one.
I just blew deer off the coordinates of your phone call because I knew what time it was.
You're like, I was like, why is he calling? It's only 8:30.
I'm videoing 2 deer right now that walked by me this morning.
That's weird, maybe. I mean, I bet all the hunting places were good this morning.
The what?
All the hunting places that you have were good this morning.
I bet.
What was it?
Oh, that's a big 8-pointer.
Is it really?
Yeah, he just come walking by too. I mean, I'm covered up in bucks right now. What the hell?
Hold on, let me put you on speaker. Get you for a second, hold on.
Damn, that's a good looking deer. Oh, they're both. Hey, I've got to get off here, alright?
Okay, love you, bye.
I love you, bye. Bro, I'm covered up in bucks right now. We're gonna walk out here and check the arrow real quick. He snapped it off when he rolled on the ground. So we're gonna walk right over here real quick and check it out.
Go get this stud, son.
Alright y'all, we just got to the farm here. This deer has had the better part of about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours. So we're thinking if he's dead, he ought to be laying over here. Hit that off shoulder just like we was thinking. He's got about 4 inches of arrow in him, and there's another 8 or 9 inches of blood on the arrow. So just like we figured, to hit that off shoulder, he should be just inside the woods. We seen him stumbling, so a little bit of blood right there.
Straight in front of you in the creek bottom. Oh man, that's good blood right there.
Right there's some more. Look at all the leaves.
Wow.
Bubbles, it had bubbles in it. There's some more. There's some more. There's some more.
God, look at that leaf right there. Painted.
He was gonna open it up. Still got bubbles in it.
Right straight out in front of you. See the leaves? See them covered in red?
Alright guys, so basically the scenario that played out, we trailed the deer for about 100 yards and blood dried up. So we backed out, got us some lunch, and right now we're trying to make the decision whether we want to go back and try to grid search the area that he was running to or call in the dog. We've already contacted the man with the dog, and he is hunting this afternoon, so he would not be able to help us out until dark tonight after he gets done hunting. So we haven't really made our decision yet. Kind of leaning more towards just playing it safe and waiting on the dog, but like I said, we're not 100% sure yet. I got my laptop pulled out. We're gonna review some footage, check some stuff out, and pretty much make a final decision here in just a few minutes. So we're gonna see what everything looks like, and then make a decision from there.
Alright guys, so I basically just wanted to give a little kind of overview of the hunt yesterday and what happened with the deer and everything. I was getting ready to start a second interview, and I looked up and I seen the deer standing in the field. I've got a couple good deer on camera on another farm. One in particular named Lucky that I'm really hunting hard, and I knew it wasn't him, so my first thought was, not a shooter, I'm letting deer walk. But the closer the deer got to me, the more I realized that he was definitely a shooter. Pretty much a straight typical 5-side on his right, and his left side was like a big non-typical root wad looking type deal. Just, you know, a solid, heavy, mature, big bodied, non-typical buck, and I've always wanted one of those. So he got about 40 yards, and I made the decision that he was going to be a shooter, and he started to cut down in front of me, and I had my bow hung up behind me. So I had to reach behind me, grab my bow, and move the camera on him all at the same time. By the time he got out in front of me and presented me with a shot, I was expecting him to stop at a little scrape that a smaller buck had just hit earlier than that morning. But he didn't. He kept walking. So I had to rush around and try to get my camera where I thought he was going to go. And he did. He walked right through the frame. But you can hear in the video, right when I stopped him, he had just stepped out of the frame. And he was pretty much almost through my shooting lane. I had to kneel down and kind of lean back just a little bit in order to shoot up under a branch in order to get a shot off. So I didn't really have time to check the viewfinder and make sure that he was in frame. And I apologize for that, but the shot hit, and I knew I hit him right in the shoulder. It almost knocked him down, really. And when he took his first big jump, he snapped my arrow off. But when he snapped my arrow off, he might have run 10 yards and fell down the field, as you can see in the video. And I got pumped. I thought he was going down right there. I thought he didn't run 30 yards. Well, he falls down, rolls around a couple times, gets back up, trots to the woods, and then limps his way in the woods and stands on the edge of the woods, and I kind of see his head moving, and I thought he was going to go down right there. But he didn't. He walked off a little bit further, and I started calling people, obviously. It was still a great morning. I had deer still coming out even after I shot that deer. But I hadn't been in the stand 45 minutes, and I'd already, shot at a very solid shooter of a buck. So I was pumped up. I waited for about an hour before I climbed down, and then I climbed down, went to the truck, called the landowner, made sure it was going to be okay for somebody to come help me drag a deer out. It was fine and everything, so I called Travis. Travis came, and we started to take up the blood trail on the deer, and we got about 100 yards down the blood trail, and it started to kind of peter off, and it just got real spotty, and the last couple of drips we found weren't much bigger than the end of a number 2 pencil eraser or something like that. So we weren't sure what to do. We knew a guy with a dog, but we thought maybe if we just pushed on a little bit, we might find him. In the end, we just decided to wait and call the dog. We didn't want to mess up the track. So I called the guy. He was actually taking his son hunting that night, yesterday night, and they had a good deer patterned, so he couldn't make it out there to me until the next morning, which was fine. I was willing to wait. I wanted to make sure the deer had plenty of time anyways. I thought he was dead just based on what I saw. But we got out this morning. And put the dog on the trail, and it basically shot straight to the neighbors. So we pulled him off, circled around this entire property, up and down hills and hollers, just checking everything we could before we went to the neighbors. That was going to be our last resort. And as we were walking back to the truck, the wind kind of picked up, so we decided to shoot over to the neighbors. And the dog ended up tracking the trail straight to a bed where the buck had bedded down, and then got back up and walked away. So at that point we had trailed the deer for 400 plus yards. He had bedded down and got up and was still running, or was still moving at least. So at that point, we basically just decided that the deer was probably still alive. And it was funny because when we pulled into the farm this morning, right at daylight, probably 8:20, 8:30, we seen 7 does take off running across the field, and there was a buck behind them chasing them, and it was a big, mature, big-bodied, heavy, dark-horned buck. We couldn't tell what he was because he was a couple hundred yards away, but it looked exactly like the deer I shot. So basically, we're pretty sure the deer's still alive.
All right, guys. So to sum it all up, Cory shot the deer. Thought he made a good shot. May have made a good shot. Bow hunting's marginal, and if anybody's hunted long enough, they know that that happens. So we did our due diligence. We searched. We called the dog and searched, and then we searched some more. Unfortunately, we were unable to find any more blood. Unfortunately, we were unable to find the deer. Hopefully, the deer's still healthy and kicking. We believe that he is. Due to what we seen, he was running, you know, what little bit of track the dog got, he was running with his mind about him, so he wasn't death running in a straight line or nothing. So we think the deer's still alive. We're still monitoring a little bit to see if we can find him and see if he in fact still is out there. Like Cory said, we thought we seen him the next morning, but we went ahead and searched anyway. So yeah, so we wasn't gonna do a video on this. We decided at the last minute, why not? Let's everybody know that, you know, everybody's been there. If you haven't been there, you probably will be. If you hunt as hard as we do and put in as many hours as we do, some people probably hunt harder than we do, and they can probably attest to the fact that they've been in one of those situations before. It's unfortunate, but it's part of hunting. It's not what we like to see happen. Yeah, sure, it's a trophy, but we also don't want to be wounding deer that are out there dying. So we just do the best we can, and sometimes it doesn't all play in our favor, but we're still out there, we're still hunting. So hopefully we'll have a kill video for y'all. So thanks for watching.